I think the thing that scares me the most is leaving the ground. A room packed of people, you're like, oh my God, like this is really real. I'm looking at 100 fucking people right now, and all of them want us to play. And they're waiting patiently to hear all of us play. You feel that weightlessness for the first time. You're like, oh shit, what am I doing? Oh my God.
I grew up kind of around a lot of really creative people on my mom's side of the family, at least. When I was 10, I was really, really struggling socially, and my mom was worried about me and had heard from a few moms in the area that theater, specifically this one theater group, was good for kids like me, and I think that's what really got me into performing. After that, I upgraded to piano, and then I started teaching myself ukulele and guitar, and I just took some lessons, and as all of that was happening, I started writing my own music.
Now, Crow, can you give me some drive?
We had a Snapchat group chat that we made before all of us got to Drexel, which was the original lineup of Mega Mango. The moment we got to campus, I met Crow, and we kind of started recording the first song as a group. Kind of getting a feel for the basement show scene. That was something that I found attractive about Drexel and Philadelphia specifically, was I had heard so much about Modern Baseball, which was a band that I listened to religiously throughout high school, and part of the inspiration of why I came to Drexel. They just had a really cool kind of gritty underground scene happening. I wanted to be part of that. I wanted to go check it out. And Mega Mango, we played a lot of shows and we had a lot of fun. We met a lot of really cool people, and
I don't think we really had an idea of who played what instrument. We just kind of grabbed a bunch of people who played instruments with strings, threw them all together, and put them in a studio. And I think we were having fun for a while. We started playing some shows.
We met Alex playing shows and like being in the major and stuff. It was cool.
Mega Mango had already had their first song out, which I was a big fan of. You Spent Our Love came out right before I joined. So one day we were in class, we weren't even sitting near each other, and I had made a couple projects before for class. We had to like show the class your like work and record something and show it. And so had Crow. I really liked what they had worked on. They had liked what I had made in that class, and they kind of looked at me like, you should make one. The next project we should work together, and I was Can't Find You. We both hate that song now.
Call me when I'm sober and I'll tell you when it's over.
It was fun to make, and making that song together made us realize that we worked really well together in the recording process, just having ideas and putting them together.
We eventually parted ways with some other members. We had some changes to the lineup.
That was our freshman year, and then sophomore year, that's when the hiatus happened, when our original drummer, Danny, had moved to another school and kind of left us drummerless. Once Danny left, it put a pin in the operation for a while. And then the pandemic hit.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The move comes after Philadelphia announced 9 new cases of the virus this afternoon.
All ordering non-essential employees to stay home. Those orders cover 75 million people across the United States.
When the pandemic hit, we all sort of moved back home. And me being from just outside of Philly originally, I wasn't far from home.
When I was spending all that time at home, I didn't have my band to play with. I kind of lost a lot of my, my drive to perform and to play again, because it took, the live music in general just took such a huge hit.
At some point during that summer, I decided to move back out on my own. And like to attempt being an adult, like living on my own, and it was horrible. I lived in a studio apartment completely by myself and just had a really bad time. Like I wasn't eating well, I got really sick.
I mean, it was pretty much just 2 sucker punches, I guess. It did really affect me, because I think a lot of my philosophy in music and with performing and stuff is sort of formed with that that identity of the wholeness of a band, like that our group of friends all writing and recording and forming music together.
I really struggled to make music happen. I kind of lost my ability to enjoy the things that I enjoyed and that heavily included music, and being able to listen to music and find new music, and it just sort of stopped making sense to me, and it all kind of sounded like noise. There's an amount of unspoken in-person chemistry when you play music together. So breaking that apart, I think in any capacity is gonna change the dynamic, and in our case, I think that was for sure what happened. I think the distance was hard on us. I don't think anyone knew how to get past that, because there's not a solution.
I got like kind of just really in my head and wasn't really sure what was gonna come next. And yeah, I think the pandemic was a really kind of scary moment, because I feel like I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to continue to do school and not do live music, which was something that gave me a lot of energy. I stopped enjoying what I was learning.
A part of me expected it to get, a lot of attention, at least locally, because when I had joined, there was a lot of buzz around the group already with the first single. And once things slowed down, we put out the EP and we kind of took a hiatus, took a break. Then I started to question that. Then I kind of looked at other options, other avenues.
Every so often during the pandemic, we would check our stats just to see what was happening, and much to everyone's surprise, I don't think there was a time where people forgot about us. People just kept listening. Every time we were reminded that there were those people out there, it kind of lit the fire under our asses, I think. It made us more determined to come back and do it better.
I'm in a class during the pandemic, an online course where we're running a record label poorly, or we're running a record label, right? I released a song through this label already. Elton Audio Records makes a deal with our label to put together a virtual festival. It was called Virtual Vibe. And I was not considered for being a part of this roster for this festival, not even once. It was my manager at the time, who was a student here. She spoke up, put my name in the list, and said that I think Alex could put together a good set for this. I think they needed one or two more people, and I was like very last second. Like when I tell you, she put my name in and people still were like, okay, I guess so, he's someone. And granted, I didn't really make the best stuff at the time, but I was, nothing to do, inside, stuck, couldn't go out. Was like, I'm just gonna make the best 20-minute set that I can. I did a couple covers, I did a couple originals, mixed mashed the whole thing. It was like a live performance. I even included some animation and some visuals in it. It airs, and I heard nothing from Elton Audio. I got a little upset, personally. And I was like, I worked really hard on this set. I really expected someone, maybe from that label, to reach out, and no one did. So I did. I had a track that I was working on, and I sent it to Elton Audio Records on Instagram. I texted him and said, do you want a demo? And I got a call. And it was Lewis. It was the first conversation I ever had with him. He doesn't even reach out thinking that I'm not an available artist. He thinks that I'm already, snatched up by Mad Dragon, and I'm not, that I'm exclusive with them, and that I can't do anything. Because that's how they're advertising me on their website. So when I explained to him in that phone call, actually, I'm available. I'm looking for management. I'm looking for a label. I'm looking for resources. He was like, well, I thought your set was probably the best that was submitted on that festival, and I was going to reach out to you and didn't because of what I had found online. So I said, well, screw these guys. I am available. Sign me up right now, cheap. Then I signed for an act, Alex Deems, back then. Maybe 6 months in, I told him, I was like, Mega Mango is another band that I work with. I think we're going to start trying to make some music again. At the time, Niko's in California. Sam's not even a part of the project. We don't even have a drummer. So it's just me and Crow stuck here in Philly, and we decided to start working on Boggle. We signed a contract for Dia Lemon, and me and Crow signed a contract for Mega Mango. And that's when Lewis steps in. We ended up just picking up right where we left off with Boggle, like a year before or 2 years before. It made everything worth it.
Gonna be this weird vocal effect.
when we came back with Boggle, I think none of us were really expecting the attention to return. We kind of expected people to have forgotten or lost interest, but that wasn't the case. Something I really appreciate about making music with other people is being able to feel it, like feel myself physically surrounded by it, which, you know, to some extent that is something you experience playing music at all. You know, if you are singing, if you're playing guitar, you're feeling the vibrations within your body, but I think that's so much more amplified when there's other people there.
You can't get rid of me, bitch. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going no fucking where.
I think I'd do it again. Like, if I don't think I'd change anything. Having gone back, I don't think I would have opted out of experiencing what I experienced.
Your peanut M&Ms are fine where they are. It's okay.
Can we actually display
You know what? Sure.
the peanut M&M? Non-spons, of course.
Non-spons, of course.
I was friends with Niko. We had some audio, like an audio class together, I think. And I knew of Chrome and Alex, and I knew of the band, and I was a fan, but I didn't really know them personally. But Crow posted a video of Boggle on TikTok, and I loved it. I was like, this song is going to be huge, and you know, it's probably my favorite Mega Mango song at the moment that we have out. It's just every time we play it, and every time I hear it, I'm just like, it's insane. Just like where it brings me personally, it just means a lot. And I was like, I need to be in this band. I know they don't have a drummer. I just kind of went to the Boggle release party, met everybody, and then we ended up kind of talking, commiserating a little bit.
We show him the song on these speakers. Basically, we showed the whole party this song, and he's like, hey, let me try out some drums. And immediately it just worked out. Like, he was the right fit, vibes, drum style. I think everything just sort of fell into place right there.
Yeah, everything's just gone uphill from there. It's been insane. I still think about that a lot and how lucky I feel.
We knew that was like final lineup. You just had that feeling, you know? And that's when we were ready. We had the drummer, we had, you know, music out again finally after a year or two.
I was kind of back within my element, back in the place where I'm, you know, building a life and figuring myself out in, and it was magical.
This is a big burrito.
This is a
Big. This entire thing could fit in my stomach just like that. Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
By this point, I'm starting to, you know, mess around with the idea of starting a new act, Diet Lemon, and we decided to go, you know what, fruit. This is a direction.
Fruitcore is a genre, I guess, at its core. No pun intended.
I guess I would say it's indie rock with a little bit more of like a hip hop EDM infused drum and bass kind of vibe, which is really, I mean, to Alex's credit, like it works super well.
Basically, we'll start with this Skin and Bones, just Crow's acoustic chords and vocals.
And you're a little high, but you don't seem to mind.
We'll have them record scratch guitars and a scratch vocal, right? And then a lot of the writing happens in the box. From there, I'll usually write a drum pattern, I think, next. I'll like kind of play something out on the pad back here, perform a little drum thing, program it a little bit. Niko comes in, records a bass line. Maybe I'll even send him like a bounce of what we have, and he'll record a bass line around that, come back in, record it, and we just piece together a little bit at a time. And then something that Sam has experienced now too is there's this, I'd say this secondary stage after everything's recorded where we go back in and get like crazy analytical. The inner workings of my mind are an enigma. Alright, we ready to try and take that? Alright, use levels. We go in and we're like, I want a ride cymbal here, or like, I want to remove kicks here, and we'll program drums more, or we'll fix the bass part, or we'll re-record just little sections. Play a little bit. Ready? Right there.
So, okay, yeah.
Huh?
Okay, gotcha.
Johnny's over there. Looking like a snack. You can't see it, but he just went. Even though it's not conventional in the sense that usually a band will write a song and record other parts, maybe sometimes even together. That's sort of how we do it, and I think that aids in the sound that we have, where we get in here and get super nitpicky and record a bunch of ideas and take away and add all the way through up until like the final mixing process and mastering process.
I haven't had proper training, or, I don't really understand music theory. I've been trusting my ear all these years, and I don't know. I think I hear something in something, so I play along.
Sorry's in the works by the end of that summer. Sorry's basically done by the time Boggle's coming out.
Lewis said that we would reach 16,000 monthly listeners by whatever month it was that they said, and I was like, bull. Like, you're full of it, there's no way. We're not just gonna double it like that. It takes much more time to do that, especially like no one knows what's going on right now, where we just disappeared and all of a sudden we're back, and it's not like people are there waiting for us. They ended up being right. We hit 16,000, and the next number they said was 32,000. And again, I was like, there's no way. Like, that's wrong. You're wrong. And it happened again.
Meeting Lewis, he was talking about how there would be points where we would reach hundreds of thousands of listeners and stuff. And I think we just kind of got to that mark, and it was crazy to hear that. I still don't really, it feels kind of weird. But yeah, every day at one point we were all doing like 4 TikToks. Each member of the band, we've been promoting songs and whatnot, which is integral to pushing new content today. Unfortunately, well, I don't know if I would say unfortunately, but Blue Eye Digital is a group of our friends who we got connected with through Alex's relationship with Johnny, who does a lot of the photography that you see on like our Instagram and whatnot. And working with them is, again, really, really integral, I think, to the promotional stuff that we do. And having a team that does not all of, but like all of the really like more professional looking stuff is awesome. It's super helpful to have that.
The imposter syndrome is real. I kind of keep thinking about it, that it really feels like we came out of a cave and into a dream. That's a lot to kind of process, to be at such a low point, not a few months before.
The band this past year has gone from probably 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, not that numbers mean everything, but to about 100,000 more monthly listeners. And then I think now we're sitting around like 115,000, which is insane, because I think it's really easy, I think, for a lot of artists. I was thinking about this the other day. It's really easy for a lot of artists, I think, at this stage to start feeding into their own narrative of like, we got this, it's all us, and we have worked really hard. Every single person in this group is integral to the process of achieving that success. But I think we would be silly to think that we didn't owe any of that to luck in some capacity.
And then to come to something, a project that has garnered a lot of success, a lot of fans, and a lot of people interested to know what we're up to and to play.
Did someone did a little like outfit. Oh wait, that's really cute. Wait, hold on.
Oh wait, are we rolling? Oh, this is perfect.
Are we? Oh, I think we are.
Someone did a little.
Is it an outfit?
Yeah.
That's so cute. Wait.
I love that.
They're all so cute.
How do you feel when people make something like this?
I don't even like it's just crazy. I don't know. Like we have such creative people looking at us sometimes. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's intimidating. It's like it's almost I don't know. It's incredibly validating, obviously. When anyone kind of resonates with us and what we're doing, but it's I don't know. When other creative people see us and what we're doing and respect that. I think it hits a little different. I don't know.
You know what's funny? There are so many great songs that were ads. You know, Safe and Sound by Capital Cities.
That was an ad?
It was in a Spotify ad before it was like, imagine.
Yeah, we are.
What's your band called?
Mega Mango.
Do we have a sticker?
All types of, I don't know, how many?
All over the East Coast.
All the East Coast.
We're just gonna try to, no, yeah, it's
Starting in Boston, New York, Chicago.
Where you play in New York?
Rockwood.
Where? Rockwood Music Hall. Rockwood? Yeah. Yeah, I live in for a few years.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, man, I'll check you guys out. Mango.
Mega Mango.
My car, it's very old. Just this year, in 2023, she's a classic car now, officially.
It was crazy. We like played Tetris with the back. We like got it down to a science. Like it was great. It felt really DIY, but also really, I think, a testament to like our friendship as people too, because that's hard. I think that just kind of adds to that first experience of tour, just sort of having that be like a physical obstacle that we all can kind of, I don't know, get behind, I guess.
And my backpack's not going to be this full.
So everything is back in the back here, Lewis, but we're gonna have another amp on here, a small one for Alex. Niko's bass is gonna be there in between someone's legs, which is fine.
Honestly, I didn't expect us to be able to fit everything and ourselves into the car. It worked a lot better than I think any of us were anticipating. It definitely wasn't comfortable by any means. Poor Niko's legs and knees and back and all of him.
I make the joke that Niko started out with kneecaps in the beginning of the tour, and now it doesn't have kneecaps. We've lost them.
We are just about done with the No End in Sight tour, which has been an absolute joy and just so cool. I don't even know if I could fit everything I want to say about it into like one answer.
It's kind of terrifying when your feet come off the ground a little bit and you're like, oh my God, I'm out of control here. Those moments never get old. They always hit. They always humble you, and you're just kind of like, wow, how did this happen?
After putting, faces to usernames and, getting out there, hearing people sing back your music, it's extremely validating, the fact that these people have something, to escape to and listen to, that they can share stories and sort of take our art, have it be in their life, and have it be like a sort of a constant something to find comfort in.
Hi, my name is Niko. I am the bass player in Mega Mango. Yeah, I think Sam is going to be probably the sweatiest one tonight. He's worked up a lather pretty regularly at these shows, so I mean, he's working hard, so can you blame him?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
My name is Alex, and I feel like Sam is going to be the sweatiest tonight.
What's up? I'm Sam, and I think I'm gonna get the sweatiest tonight.
I'm Crow, and I think I'm gonna be the sweatiest tonight.
All right.
Probably.
We use transition tracks because we want to make it a whole experience. You don't want it to just be the album. You don't want it to just be like a show. You want to actually have it be an experience, so like an event. So, you go to a show and you're like, oh, this is great. And they just stop and they tune and they don't even talk sometimes. And even when they do talk, I'm just kind of like, I just want to rock, man. I just want to have a good time.
My name is Sydney, and I am the current president of the Melodies. The Melodies are an all-gender a cappella group at the University of Delaware. We are definitely consider ourselves a serious a cappella group. We do rehearse, 7 hours a week. We learn 5 to 6 new songs at least every single semester. So we put in a lot of hard work. Every single semester, we do a song selection process where everyone in the group gets to submit songs that they like and share them with the group and tell us why they think we should cover the song. How it's arranged, we thought it would translate so beautifully into an a cappella song. And so we've been singing it for a year. We used it in our ICCA competition set last year. We did choreography with it, and we just love this song.
I was just on YouTube searching up, I think, our song titles just to see what came up, whether it was lyric videos that anyone had made or I guess covers, and the one that stuck out to me was the Melodies performing You Spent All Your Love at their holiday concert. Personally, I reached out to them and I said, "Hi, I'm in this band," or it may have been from the band account. I can't really remember. I just told them how much I appreciated their version and the time that they put into it. I can't say I have a lot of a cappella experience, but just from doing that, I know it's not easy to make an arrangement from something, especially if it doesn't already have sheet music or any available like chords and official anything. Very brief back and forth, and we mentioned, like it would be cool to play a show or something. Our manager kind of took over the correspondence with them and worked it out so that we could not only play a show with them, but record an official studio version of You Spent All Your Love with them that combines our version with theirs.
We had the original song, we made an a cappella version of it, me and David, for our group and then ICCA's, but then when it came to actually performing the song with Mega Mango, we had to rewrite it a little bit just to kind of fit in with the way that the band's been performing it nowadays. So when we, they gave me a little audio track and I listened to it and I said like, okay, how can I edit this to really like sell the performance? And so a lot of it was simple stuff, kind of like rhythm changes or some tempo changes here or there. We added a lot of fermatas and some holds just to make it a bit of a cooler song. Probably the hardest part about trying to convert the arrangement from what it was as just an a cappella song to performing it with the band was trying to find a way where we could actually make our voices kind of fit into the background of the song.
There's a song that we call it The Melodies.
The question was do you see it as a success? Is that? Yeah, I do. I think for sure I do.
So when we initially found out about Bamboozle's comeback, I was pretty excited. I had never heard of the festival before.
Initially, I wasn't so informed of Bamboozle until we had played our first show.
I don't even know what to say. I'm not gonna, oh, what's the drummer? Yeah, what's your name?
That's our boy Sam.
What's
I admittedly was not super pumped about doing the break contest though, because it's kind of like a pay-to-play scenario, and I've done plenty of like ballad bands growing up, and I'm sure we all have.
There's no critique. I mean, listen, I just said to them, you guys look better than the front bottoms did when they first came here.
Alex's folks were there, and we had a few friends from other bands who drove out from Philadelphia to Jersey to like see us play, and I'll never, like, them doing that alone before we even played the show, I felt very just, oh my God, okay.
Our friends in Gloss, who we love, came out, drove all the way from Philly to Vineland for the break contest, which was awesome. They're always just such sweethearts, and they're also super talented, and I was like surprised they weren't kind of competing in it too, because they are so good live, so like they would have fit that bill so well.
Know that you guys are going on tour, and that tour and your 24,000 followers are gonna conflict with the finals. So we have to hit like this gold buzzer that just says welcome to Bamboozle.
They said we were moving on, that we were gonna play Golden Buzzer because we had our tour coming up, that they would just like let us go through the next stage. And I remember collapsing to my knees. I just didn't want to be perceived, and I wanted to melt into the floor, so that's what I did.
I will bet you guys $100 in cash, and it's a real bet, that you're signed by this time next year, too.
When we found out that Bamboozle was canceled, first of all, it was from, I think Crow's mom called them and was like, hey, I saw something about Bamboozle Festival being canceled, like you might want to look into it. And then our manager was in contact with us, and then we were kind of like, okay, this is legit. So they didn't even contact us directly, which was very on par. Up until that point, there had been very little, if any, communication directly from them.
Every single comment on like those Instagram posts they would put up was kind of talking poorly about the festival, and we looked into it more. And yeah, in hindsight, it didn't seem like it was gonna work out.
It was definitely a disappointment. I was personally just really mad because I feel like we had really worked our butts off to get to that point where we were gonna play it, and it was like, it's such a great way to end the tour too, and it just would have really been a great experience. That's like one of the biggest things I learned from tour, from like the rest of the members of the band, was like, you just gotta stay the course. Like that was just kind of another lesson in there. So, you know, kind of taking it for what it is, like it's a shit situation, but okay, we're gonna keep going.
Hey guys, it's Alex here with the local lowdown here at Amityville Music Hall with a little band called Mega Mango. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Niko Jones. I play bass.
I'm Crow. I sing and I play guitar.
My name is Sam Pohl, and I play drums.
And my name is Alex. I play guitar.
Another Alex. I like to see it. Well, your newest single, Blurt, just came out as of a few days of this recording, filled with all that fruity bedroom indie rock, becoming a fruitcore.
The Chicago show was kind of in between an off day. We were just gonna pretty much do the weekender, Philadelphia to Chicago, stay with Sam's folks for a bit, and come back to Philadelphia. Shubas Tavern is like a venue that is also semi-run by Audio Tree, and I guess Ryan reached out to them and got us the gig to play at Audio Tree, and I think that's probably where I started the blackout. And then I didn't wake up until 2 months after we had played the Audio Tree because I couldn't believe that was going to happen. It was an absolute dream.
The Atlanta show was sort of a reckoning, I think, for me personally, because I knew there were people out there listening to it. I knew people were out there enjoying the music, but when we went to Atlanta and we watched that room fill up, we were like, uh-oh, this is very legitimate. I recall having, like, the best of mental breakdowns with Niko in the bathroom that night, where we kind of stood there looking like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? Where are they all coming from? Why are they all here? And that night, just everyone was so nice to us, and we realized, like, damn, like, this music it's not just a Philly thing anymore. Like, it's helping people, at least around the country, maybe around the world. This music is good. It's getting people through things. Everybody there had a story. You know what I mean? Like, how this music affected them and helped them through something, and that's the goal. So that's when it became really real, I think, to me. And I think since that point, I've had a knot in my stomach, and I felt lightheaded from that moment forward.
This is the band, Mega Mango. Over there, that's Alex, Spagnolia, Costello, right here in front. Sam Pohl in the back. My name is Niko.
For me, growing up, music was a way to feel not crazy. It was a way to, like, I could listen to something and zone out into something that understood me, and I understood it, and it was always there, and it was accessible.
It's just kind of crazy, like, to be in that position where, like, people are paying attention to what you say and appreciate what you're doing. Like, that's insane. Yeah, and thank you. thank you would probably be the only thing I would want to say. And
Thank you so much for just listening. It changed our lives for the better. I don't know what I would be doing without all this. I mean, I know what I'd be doing. It wouldn't be fun, because this was what I always wanted to do, and it's not possible to do any of that without people who, you know, appreciate and respect and enjoy the music. So just gratitude all around. I know it's cheesy and like the answer everyone gives, but that's all it is. Just gratitude. There's no reason for them to choose us, you know.
Don't take anything too seriously. No end in sight. None.
Fuck you. Hey.
Hey.
And we'll always be here for you in our tunes and in our songs. So we love you.
Grab the matchbox, light a cigarette. Try to rearrange the alphabet. You and I will be okay, you'll see. Trust me, sweet pea. Why are we so desperate to be seen? If only.
You let me tell you something. You're capturing this, you're getting a recording of me, drinking some coffee of this, a million hits. Get a million views.
All right, hold on. Let me just zoom in real quick. Zoom in on that, focus it, you know.
Check it out. There's still coffee in here. Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
3, 2, 1. You ready?
Yep.
That's like the biggest burp I can do. I just wanted to get that on camera. I just burped and it was you were much better. Can you do it on command? Go.
Oh, yay.
Taco talk.
Beautiful.
It's working.
This thing's fucking heavy.
And I've decided that I don't want to use my car for the tour anymore.
How's it going, everybody? Jump. Oh, we're going for maximal height.
Get this recording.
Oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting this on film. Hold up.
Oh! Yeah.
Be the princess and chump. What are you doing?
Alex, how you feeling?
I feel... And that's how I feel.
Lemongus. Lemonungus.
I'm so sorry. I spaced out.
Natural glands correlation, length and circumference, blood vessels, dorsal nerves.
What are your thoughts?
I'm just interested by the kinematics.